Hello, everybody. I am so excited to be with you here today to talk all about the Sunday reset. So, if you are brand new to me and brand new to the Sunday reset, let me know that in the chat box. And if you've been around for a while and you already have a Sunday reset, let me know that as well. So, I got an Instagram message a while back asking me if I could revisit the Sunday reset. So that's what I had planned to do today. And then just this morning, after I posted my Sunday reset from yesterday, I got a question from Tara saying, can you actually break down the Sunday reset that you posted? How long did it actually take you? Because I feel like it would take me all day. So that's what I want to talk about today. But let's back up a little bit, because if you are anything like I was before I really dialed in my Sunday reset, you are probably feeling like you can't possibly add one more thing to your to-do list. Like your days are already crazy. There's so much to do. And that's how I felt. And that is the very reason that I created the Sunday reset in the first place, because I needed something to help me get on top of my life. And if you are watching this and you're like, what really is the Sunday reset? You've probably seen people posting about it on TikTok and Instagram. I'm actually the organizer that trademarked it. And this simple strategy is my secret to maintaining an organized life and home so that we can do all the other things with our lives that we actually want to do that don't revolve around maintaining our houses. So the Sunday reset consists of two main components. The first is getting your house back to baseline. And when I first started a Sunday reset, my baseline of my house was not so great. So that did take a good amount of time. Now that my house is so organized, because I've put myself through the process that I teach in my membership, that part actually is very quick. I'm going to walk you through what exactly I mean by that. And then the next piece of this is setting your week up for more ease and less friction. Just how can you make your life easier? What are those things you can do on the weekend to just make the rest of the week flow more smoothly? When I first started this, I had to do it on a Sunday. I had no other time. And that's why it became coined the Sunday reset. But the truth is, it doesn't have to be on a Sunday. For those of you who are like, I travel on the weekends or family time, like it's just not going to happen for me, pick another day. And the other piece of this you should know is it doesn't all have to happen on one day. I love to batch it because I find for me that it brings the most ease into my life and into my days. But the beauty of the Sunday reset is that you get to create a process that works well for you and your life. So I'm going to actually walk you through what my reset looked like this past weekend, because it's a very good example of a typical Sunday reset. And I'm going to walk you through exactly when I did it throughout the weekend and how much time it took. So remember, this is just one example, but I know that really specific examples can be the most helpful thing. But keep in mind that this is not how I used to do my reset. When my kids were younger, when my life felt more out of control, I felt like I had to confine it all to a Sunday. It is a lot of the time that we spent on Sunday, and it was the only thing that worked for us. Today, as you'll hear, it looks a little bit different, but it still has the same impact for me. So my Sunday reset, actually, believe it or not, started on Friday because I was out running some errands and I was going to be over by where the car wash place is. So I decided as part of my errands to go fill up my gas tank. Even though it was still 3/4 full, I always fill it up on the weekend because I never want to be in a position where I'm running out of gas or I have to get gas midweek. I just don't want to do it. And I love getting a car wash. I love starting the week out with a fresh car. So I was already over there, and the whole thing took me about 20 minutes to get gas, get a car wash. I wipe out the inside of my car when I'm there. I vacuum it. I restock anything. So that was super quick. I also, like most moms, have very little downtime to talk on the phone when I'm home. So I love spending time when I'm in my car, catching up with friends, catching up with family. So while I was out doing this for those 20 minutes, I was also able to catch up with friends. So multitasking, but in a way that actually served me well and was not stressful. So that was what I did on Friday. I also actually go to the ATM most weeks because I use cash to tip, like my nail girl and other things like that. I know a lot of people don't use cash, but I also hit the ATM while I was doing that because it's part of that circuit. Then Saturday morning, I have a new routine where I go to this lovely coffee shop and I get a delicious pastry and a latte. And if my son doesn't need to be anywhere, he and my husband will come with me. If he does, my husband usually takes my son and I sit there. And the reason we do this is because my daughter has a dance class next to the cafe for an hour. And it's just a fun little pocket of time. I don't plan to work out on Saturdays so that I can enjoy this. There happens to be a grocery store right nearby. So when my daughter was done with dance, I took her and I did our grocery shop for the entire week. She remarked when we got in the car with the groceries, like, I can't believe we did that in 50 minutes. So our whole grocery shop for the week was 50 minutes. And the reason we were able to get it done so quickly is because the 10 minutes prior to leaving, my husband and I sat down, we meal prepped for the week. We looked at what our calendar was going to be, what our nightly schedule was. We made a grocery list by aisle, how we were going to get our groceries. And I did a super quick meal prep. We got back home. My daughter and I, because my husband and son were out in activity, and we spent about 20 minutes unpacking all of the groceries, decanting everything, washing any fruits and veggies and cutting them up that needed to be done for the week, packing her lunch for the week. So in about an hour and a half, we got all of our groceries and meal prep and her lunch packed. All right, so we're at about an hour and 50 minutes now, right? Between the grocery shopping, the meal prep, the car wash. While I was home, then the rest of the stuff was super quick. I threw in one load of laundry. We have our laundry scheduled during the week. So throwing in a load of laundry is really super quick, right? Just put it in, turn on the washer. And while that was happening, I was able to go around my house and reset my drawers for my whole house. That takes me about 15, 20 minutes. And when I say reset the drawers, it's just a matter of putting things away. Because my house is so organized now and everyone in my family is in such a good routine of putting things back, resetting our house is really very quick. And I quickly swept the garage while the laundry was going. I did some beautifying, like to tweeze my eyebrows and some other things. And then when the laundry was done, just quickly put it away. And that was really it. It really does not take that much time. I also have working out on this reset, that my checklist, I have it in front of me. I did that on Sunday morning for about 30 minutes. I got on my Peloton. My daughter got on our elliptical machine next to me so we could spend time together. So the big takeaway that I want you to have for this is that I don't do the reset alone. Most weekends, actually, my husband is the one that does the groceries, or either he'll do it alone or he'll bring one of our kids with us. We all usually work together to put the groceries away. This weekend, it just happened to be my daughter and me. I like to do the car wash stuff by myself so that I can talk on the phone, but my kids usually help with the laundry. So it really doesn't take that much time for me now. But of course it does take some time, right? Everything I mentioned just takes time, it takes time. But the amount of time I save myself in a given week for putting in this time investment in the weekend is exponentially more. If we didn't take time to meal prep and get the groceries, I would be doing a minimum of one other grocery shop during the week, right? So add in at least another 30 minutes right there, if not 45. There would be countless conversations about what are we having for dinner each night and trying to figure it out, right? That's eliminated completely. The house is tidied back to its baseline. So there's none of that. I mean, we obviously maintain throughout the week, but there's not a major organizing session that we have to do. I know that my car is always going to have gas, so I don't have to run out and get it midweek. So the amount of time and energy and aggravation that I save is more than made up for by the time that I put in doing the Sunday reset. So will the Sunday reset take you time? Absolutely. You have to carve out the time to do it. Will it save you not only time and energy and aggravation tenfold during the course of the week? Absolutely. So I know that was a very specific example, which may be helpful for you if you have some of those same things, or maybe not, but at least you can understand how to think about approaching what needs to happen on the weekend and when you might be able to split it out so that either it is time that you're carving out on a Sunday because it's just not going to happen otherwise, right? Like your life and house and plans are too chaotic that you can't carve it out. I get that. That might be your reality. Or you might be in a place more like how our weekends are now, where they're more intentional, they're a little bit slower, and we can fit these things into pockets of time so that the Sunday reset doesn't become the main activity. Again, it's really up to you and what feels most additive and helpful to your life. So just to recap, the things that we really always focus on are the grocery shop and meal prep, because that takes so much time, doing a load or two of laundry and making sure we put it away and reset the drawers as we're putting the laundry away. I do my sort of outside reset, which is sweeping my garage, making sure the car is set. And then something that I didn't mention is making sure that I map out my calendar for the next week, just so that I have an understanding of what needs to happen. And then I always carve out time to do self-care. So even though that's a piece of the reset, the beautifying and self-care, it's a really fun, nourishing piece of it. And the truth is, all of this can feel fun if you make it fun. When we are putting our groceries away, we're usually playing music and having a little dance party. Getting the family involved just makes it feel more like a family activity, not something that I'm burdened with doing, not something that I'm burdening the family with doing, but this is just a way that we spend time together on the weekends to set our whole week up for success. So you do not need to have a perfectly organized home to start implementing a reset. I started doing this. This was like the start of the process for me to get organized. When my life felt so unmanageable, I'm like, let me just carve out time on a Sunday to make life feel more manageable. This is where a lot of people start. I think this is why this movement has taken off on TikTok, because people need to carve out that piece of calm. But the reality is, the more your house and life gets organized, the simpler your reset gets, and yet it still has that same effect of helping make your life easier. So pick just a few things to get your house back to baseline while you're in the process of organizing it. For my incredible members who are in my membership, as we go along organizing room by room in our house, we dial in a reset in that particular room, and then we layer those resets on top of each other, so that by the time the year has passed and we've organized our whole house, there's no other major organizing we need to do. It's just a matter of resetting, like dialing things back in. And the more organized we are, the quicker and quicker that gets. And so just know that that is available to you. And rather than thinking of this reset as another chore, think about it as this really amazing habit that is giving yourself freedom throughout the week. So the Sunday reset is one of my favorite things to talk about and answer questions on. So if you have any questions for me, please let me know. You can comment below. I will absolutely be checking this for any questions that you might have. And I know it's Monday now, so you've got a week, a little less than a week to figure out what your Sunday reset is going to be. But if you've never tried it, commit this week. This is going to be your week to doing a Sunday reset. And if you have tried it, but there are pieces of it that are just not working for you, figure out what those are. Remember, your reset doesn't have to look anything like my reset. What it has to look like is what is the best way to make your and your family's life easier. So you've got this, friend. I'm so excited. I can't wait to hear all about your reset in the comments below, and I'll see you at my next live. Have a good one.